Hey guys, the AK Option Trader here with our weekly video. I got to tell you what, I've been on the road, been gone all weekend, haven't been on Twitter, haven't been on hardly anything all week. Last 2 days, Thursday and Friday, been traveling. Literally just walked in the house 20 minutes ago. Been on the road for over 9 hours today. Been up since, I'd say about 6 o'clock this morning after a late night. So this is going to be really quick, all right? So forgive me. It's going to be a quick one today. I gotta get some sleep. So here we go. Let's go quickly into this. The VIX isn't telling just much. The key thing to watch on the VIX is it did break beneath our support that has our closed beneath it, which hasn't been closed since September of '08. Now 2 days in a row it's closed beneath it. Generally though, if you take a close look here, when we close beneath the bottom Bollinger Bands, alright, you can see this area on them or bottom. You usually have a little bit of a bounce. Okay, so we've had a little bit of a bounce. May not be a solid bounce, but you usually generally have a move up, and it increases the more days you spend beneath it. Unless you're trending down, which we aren't. We're kind of chopping sideways here. So I would expect a bounce up here a little bit. I don't know how strong, but I think we're going to see a move up, okay, on the VIX. Let's jump into, alright, great. I'm tired and my computer isn't working, so I'm going to get cranky. Dow. Here we go. The Dow. One key to look at on the Dow here is we're doing what I call ladders or steps. All right, and I think you've heard me use this terminology before. Here we did it on the way up. You go up, you take a couple steps down, you move up, take a step down, you move up, a couple steps down, you move up. All right, you get the point? Alright, so we're kind of turning a corner. When you turn a corner, you tend to do the same thing in reverse. So here we go. We had a few days down, moved up, a few days down, moved up. On the Dow, we did not break above this, which is key. We stayed beneath the 200, which is key. We are above the 50, which is offering support, as you can see here. So I'm going to be watching for a couple moves down from here to see. And the key to this moving, as you can see, is we've got to make a new low every time. So we're going to have to bust beneath this line for this to stay true, the 82.58. So if we get a move down and we bust beneath this 82.58, then I think the step and the ladders are in. And I think with this increased volumes here, I think we're going to see this lead the market down. All right, it's going to have to take the NASDAQ in tow, because the NASDAQ is acting like a beast. I played puts on the NAS a few days ago and got hammered, thinking that we'd break through this trend line here. After we broke this here, I thought, well, we're going to pop through this thing. We didn't. We bounced, we gapped, we bounced, we keep on going. This thing has been strong. We had to respect this uptrend line until it's broken. So I'm going to respect it until it's broken. So next time we hit it, I'm expecting a bounce. It may not be as high of a bounce. As you can see, this bounce here was high. This one is probably going to turn here pretty quick and bounce again. It may take a little while to break it. Remember, I talked about this gap wanting to suck it higher over here, and this gap has got strength. It wants to move there. I know it seems metaphysical and all weird and all, but that's just the way it works. That's the way the market works. So it's wanting to move there, and that's what's pulling it. All right, so we had a nice spinning top, bounces off here. We don't have any reversal signal right now, so it'll be key to watch it. But the NASDAQ has been strong. As I speak right now, it's down 0.5%. Okay, so let's move on to, I want to show you the Russell 2000, and you can see the difference here. The Russell 2000 did the same thing. It's got the ladders going on, boom, boom. The only difference, as you can see, we did pop up here and beat this big bar, the open of this day here, okay, which kind of takes them out of sequence a little bit, kind of breaks the theory a little bit. But the key is we closed beneath this right here. All right, we did not close above it. We did break above the close of this, but we didn't break the high or stay above the high on it. As you can see right here, here's the top of the candle. There's a line here. We closed right beneath the open of that there. We are above the close of it though. So anyway, we got a little bit of resistance here, which is acting as pretty strong. It's the same line I've had this whole time. Haven't changed it a lick. And it is acting as resistance. So you can see those lines are key. It's the same one I've had every time I've shown this chart. I haven't moved the darn thing and just touched it perfectly. What do we have left? The S&P. So we got the S&P. You can see the ladders thing here, moving in, working, same type of thing. On the way up, you can clearly see it. And I remember talking about it on the way up. On the way down, same type of thing with a great reversal here, great doji star right here. So I would expect a downturn here, probably possibly a gap down and a move down from here. We are going to probably see support right here with this 200 moving average and the bottom Bollinger Band, the 50 all in this area. It's probably going to be really strong support, okay? But for this to stay intact, we're going to have to break this low right here in this 887 area. All right, so we're going to have to see that. All right, let's pop in a few quick charts before I sign off for today. BGG is one I think I twittered about or something the other day. Basically, it's been in a great channel. It's one I've been watching. I've played it already a couple times, and I'm thinking it's getting ready to turn again. So I'm going to watch for confirmation and break it. I'll play this percentage of the move down here to this area, to the 1125 area. So just keep an eye on that. Here's one I've twittered about or talked about a couple times. Yahoo! All right, so Yahoo, I love these. I've told you these are some of my favorites when it retests, and I've been waiting for it to turn, waiting for confirmation. Haven't got the confirmation. I thought for sure it would be after this. Of course, we had a strong move up, so we still haven't got a confirmation. So as soon as this holds, as soon as you see a confirmation of a turn down, I'd probably wait for a solid down day, a solid black candle. Then I'd be looking to get into this play here, and I'd be thinking it's going to probably break this low down here. All right, so that's Yahoo. XLB, one I've been talking a lot about lately, and I really like the way this is setting up. So you got the XLB, same type of ladder situation here, but a stronger drops. You got a nice reversal candle here. We got a fib line that's coming into play. We've got the 50 moving average that's coming into play. All these things are making it a little more difficult for this to move higher. So I'd be watching for a downturn on the XLB. XLU is another one I was looking at recently, another one that's retesting an old downtrend line. I really like this a lot. It's going to double resistance. I don't think it's going to break through these. I think we're going to see a stall out right here. It's just you got a top Bollinger Band, you got an uptrend line that's coming back, a downtrend line that's coming into play. All this stuff is going to make it really tough for this to bust through here. So I'd be watching for this to bust down. The key to this though is it hasn't really been making lower lows. So it's still in an uptrend, which you can see I have it in my uptrend channel here. So I'm looking for this to maybe bust back down the bottom, see if it bounces off here, play it up. If not, if it breaks through here, then we may be starting to see a turnaround in XLU. And then what was the other one? I think XHB, I think I wanted to show you, the housing one, which is another one I've been talking about a lot. This one really retested good. Look at this uptrend line. This is the same one I think I had last week. All right, it's what I would call a secondary. It's not a super strong trend line. Like this would be a primary trend line. This is a secondary trend line. Just something I noticed that was coming into play. You can see it's the same one I had last week. Haven't touched it. You can see how perfectly it touched it, retraced, which shows me this has some strength in it, which tells me that we could possibly see it bounce down here before it wants to come up and retest it again. This is on a down channel still, as compared to the last one I showed you, and we're getting near the top of it. It could move up again sideways one more day here or something like this, end up here, and then I'd really be looking for the short. Let's start off with one more that I've just got in the hopper that I haven't shown you in a while. You can see it's kind of got a wedge going on here, a real loose wedge, downtrending wedge. I could even draw it for you a little bit here. It's not super tight, but you can tell I'm tired. I'm drawing terrible wedges. So it's going to be more tight like this. There you go. You got to witness me draw my own. All right, so you can see it here, and if you could go down here, you'd have it extending out to here, where it might do this number and come play into here. I'd be looking for a breakout to the downside. It's retested this line 1, 2, 3 separate occasions. Maybe the fourth time's a charm. Normally, I'd think the third time was, but it held again. So eventually, it's going to break this line, this $5.17 line. When it does, it's probably going to have a pretty decent move down. So I'll probably put alert in at 518, 519 when it gets close, so I can remember to look at it. Anyway, that's it for this week. Like I said, I'm really tired. Sorry about being so close. Sorry about having it late. I'll be watching for a little bit more down move coming this week. We had a real nice rally. Thursday really threw me for a loop. Didn't expect that. So hopefully I'll get some sleep, get back into the game, and get back on Twitter. So this will be AK Option Trader signing out. Trade well and prosper.